Let's go. Alright, so I screwed up. I should have gotten the couple's mask earlier. Okay, so that's that. Gorman, second day. All I have left is this zoo. No, alright, fine. Alright, so we've got to do Gorman, talk to Cafe, talk to Anju, and then we can talk to Grandma. Oh, that's right. This actually takes place before Cafe. The herb to wake him up. The rube to shake him up. Mystery milk. What are you doing over there? I won't run. And I won't back down. And it won't flush down. That's from my big bro. Okay. I was gonna say something was going on with your neck, buddy. I think, wait like 10 seconds and he'll be up here now. For the sake of this, I'm not gonna actually go rupee farm for the last heart piece. But the time that I have left in between this and talking on the final day, in between the Anju and Cafe quest would be when you would slot that in. And all the time I've skipped forward. You have plenty of time to get all your rupees in on this last cycle. It's just not entertaining remotely to watch. For some reason, people seem to watch the stuff I upload, but rupee farming is even worse. Wait a second. I gotta go back in there. Hyper-realistic foot in my Zelda game. $3.15. to flee, but it's not written on the schedule. Wage cut. He hasn't even made his way over here yet. What a bum. He calls himself a delivery man. Let me out. I've got to run for my life. You got anything for me, brat? What is that fucking run? I'm gonna try seeing if I can do this. If I can get lottery without sacrificing the Anju and Cafe quest. Oh no. Man, it's always the last time when I need it. It's not happening. Alright, let's see if we can, like, do it, like, the same way I've been doing it every single time I've come over here before. There we go. See? It's not so bad. Not so hard. Okay. Alright. I don't know why I can't do it now, even though I've literally been doing it the same way. There we go. It's not so hard. Cafe might be, for just how stupid that was, he might be like, I don't know, top bottom 10 Zelda characters of all time. Okay. I didn't know that he can punch. He's got fisticuffs. Whatever, asshole. What is that pace? The world is about to end, man. Hurry it up. Put a little pep in the step. I believe he makes you wait until there's just 2 hours left, right? We'll go 3 hours ahead and see what that does. I'm just gonna kind of hide in the corner over here. Magically teleport over. This bitch is talking about smelling him. They really expected you to read all that if they didn't plan for you to back through it. What? Okay. Isn't she about to scream at me and tell me I still haven't saved the world or whatever? Oh, she just doesn't tell you. That's kind of nice. Yay! But that's it. Because the only parts left are the moon, which I don't really care for. Even with the enhanced Zora swimming, I just don't really like the moon. It's just kind of bland. Like the dungeons. I like Majora, but I don't like the moon dungeons at all. And getting that last heart piece, which is just grinding the bird like 40 times or whatever. It's not worth it. Got all the map. We got all our items. Oh, we never bought bomb chews, so technically we don't have all the items. And then we've got all the masks. So, that's gonna be it. I wanted to replay trying the restoration mod because I've heard of it before, but I didn't know that it was done and that it was this far along. If you take anything away from any of these videos, please try this. You can homebrew a 3DS to get Lua, I think is what it's called, or Luna, or Luma. I don't know what it's called. But you can put this on a legal 3DS on a Majora's Mask cartridge. You can play this on Citra as long as you have this like halfway decent rig. And the quality of life changes are immaculate. They take a little bit of getting used to, but it's nothing that's not worth it because it enhances the game so much to like an unbelievable degree. It is incredible. Zora swimming is not as big of a change for like functionality. Like you could still do like, if anything, the Zora swimming actually has a level curve. Like you actually have to get good at it. So I actually struggled more with like normal Zora swimming, like the new one, the old style, than I did with slow Zora swimming, because it's, you know, more A to B, so it's easier to control, but the new one's more fun. The addition of buttons 1 and 2 from the 3DS screen being ZL plus X and Y is immaculate. It allows you to keep bunny hood on and switch it on pretty easily to control your speed. There's a lot of places where, because of the camera work and tightness, you might want to take off the bunny hood, but otherwise you keep it on just so you move faster, and it's like, bam, just like that. You have like, you can use 3 free items always. I highly recommend ZL plus, I believe, X to be your arrows, because you just need arrows at every point of the game. The mask being tied to your D-pad is just perfect. Like, look at that. Look at the amount of functionality you get out of that. Maybe not functionality, I don't know what the right word is, but it's just, it's so tight. It's just so... And because the moment that you get a mask, it affects your entire world traversal. Like, this affects every dry area in the game. This will affect every water area in the game. And you can use your Deku mask for different, for air movement, and in certain circumstances it's somewhat better than the Zora movement. So it's still nice to have it there when you want it. The addition of items on left is amazing, because it means that you don't have to use your mouse and keep switching between and changing your game feel. You just hit select, map your bottle, there you go. The bringing up the map isn't too useful, but it is still something. And bringing up your gear is nice, but I don't know why you do this. The only things left that you have to touch manually is to get to the options. You still have to use a mouse. And to use most of these options, you have to enable Circle Pad Pro. Through the course of this playthrough, I've discovered that free cam really is kind of not it for me. I don't like having to control the camera. But luckily, whenever you do a screen transition, your camera resets and it works how it normally does. So even if you don't like free cam, you don't actually technically have to use it. And there are actually certain circumstances where it's better to use free cam. For instance, during the Garo fight, the purple caped wearing guy who... I can just wear him. During the fight with these guys, it was nice to be able to enter free cam to look around and see where he was in the environment. So you get this best of both worlds situation where you're able to run around freely without free cam, but then when you need it, you can enable it. So even if you're a traditional who does like me, who didn't use free cam, it does even then have its uses, and you get used to it. The changes to the boss fights were all for the better. The ice arrows working everywhere is nice. It doesn't have much of an application outside of the dungeon, but it is much funner in the dungeon to have to make your own path instead of the sparkle path. That's like perfect. Because yeah, if you watched me do it, you actually saw that I fumbled on that. I actually made bad paths, and because I didn't make good paths, I got punished. So it even introduces like a tiny little bit of fun like that. Odalwa was really fun. You do just wail on him and he's way easier and faster, but at the same time he actually did damage me a little bit. And it's just fun. The bosses don't really need to be insanely difficult. Goat felt about the same. You still have to chase him around and hit him, and then the way that you hit him when he's down, you don't have to necessarily switch out of Goron, but you can if you have something stronger. So if you have this sword or this sword, you can still switch between to hit him when he's down, but otherwise you can just stay on Goron, which is very nice. Georg isn't hardly any different. I don't know what was different, but I guess just his entire body is his weak spot instead of just the eye. Twin Mold is fixed. Twin Mold is always 2 cycles, which means as long as you don't mess up the boulders now, you're always free to just do whatever you want and just wail on him and beat him. There's a list of changes, but those are the ones that I actually noticed the most throughout gameplay. But yeah. And if you ever get stuck in free cam and you don't want to leave the area to disable it, apparently switching between your transformation mask resets it too. Just as a little tip. But this was a playthrough to try out the restoration mod, and I can never go back now. This is incredible. It's beautiful. I've played this for 5 hours now. I've got the link to the restoration mod in the description, and Leo's YouTube channel. Please go subscribe to him. I'm saying him. I don't know if it's a he. I'm assuming, so sorry. Please go subscribe to them. Go to the restoration, check it out. There's instructions on there on how to use Citra. If you don't know how to use Citra, just go to Citra's homepage. They explain it themselves. The modding process is a little funky, but if you don't know how to do it, the way that they list it on the website doesn't work for me for Citra. So what you have to do is just create... I can't really describe it. I don't remember how to do it because I'm bad at tech stuff, but there are YouTube videos that I used on YouTube to learn how to do it, so it's not outside of the realm for someone that's completely tech illiterate to install this mod and use it. There's going to be an issue with your R and L bumpers when you first calibrate it on Citra. This is an issue with the restoration mod's compatibility, but it's really easy to fix. They tell you on the website how to fix it. But I have played this before on Citra, and I didn't have that problem until I installed the thing, so if that happens, it's just a tiny fix, and it takes like 2 seconds. saving on rewind on Song of Time is very nice. I don't really appreciate it as much as I think they want you to. As much as a lot of old people do. Mostly because I want to save, so I make sure if the game crashes or if the emulator crashes, I don't lose progress, right? But if you grew up playing the N64 version and you have that distinct memory of saving and you always pick up on a new cycle, you can do that. So yeah. I think that's pretty much everything that's worth talking about. There's some other things. Ocarina being on right is also a godsend. Like, I'm not touching the touchscreen at all. Pictograph being on left is amazing because you can just freely start looking around. But yeah. This mod also doesn't seem to fix any of the glitches or exploits. For instance, I was still able to use the backflip to get Goron Mask early and the Goron damage boost to get Zora Mask early. So, getting the mask early for me is really important because I like the fluidity of gameplay that your different forms allow for. So, if you're worried that they took that out, they didn't. So, all in all, this makes this really good. I'm going to reevaluate. The only problem is I can't reevaluate how much I appreciate Majora's Mask like on a tier list, but maybe I'm going to start including the restoration as its own separate entry on the tier list, because I think with all the changes made through the restoration mod, this is tied for my favorite game right now. It improves the flow of that perfectly. The longer cycles... Oh, that's one thing I forgot to say, is that they improved... Whenever you play the Song of Reverse Time, it used to be that it went down to half speed, so you had twice as much time. But the way that they implemented it now is that when you do this, it'll go down to 1/3 time, so you'll have 3 times the amount of time. And it is a dramatic increase. It allows you to do so much more. It makes timed events way less stressful. And I'm kind of curious how many cycles I can get it down to at a minimum. I think 4 cycles is still it, but I would be really curious to see if I could get it down any lower. You technically can't because of Anju and Kafei's quest compatibility, but I'd still be interested to see how much I can do besides that. But on this one, it took 2 cycles to do like everything major, and the last 2 cycles here were just piddly little stuff. So, like I said, please go check out the mod. Please go check out Leo's YouTube, and please, if you have the money, and you know, despite being a like lazy streamer YouTuber person, I've never begged for money yet. If you have the money, please go support them if they have a Patreon for the project. I don't think they do, but if they do, please do that. And just in case Leo ever sees this part particularly, thank you. This is an incredible mod. That's all I have to say. I'm not going to do the moon because I don't enjoy the moon, and I'm not going to do rupee grinding on screen, so... This was super duper fun, even if I was really sleepy, that first one. Bye.